Have you ever wondered why a woman can be incredibly attracted to you on the first date, but by the third date she's confused? Or she hits you with the, "I don't feel a spark" text. It wasn't your looks. It wasn't your money. It was a micro behavior. Women have an evolutionary radar that is 100 times more sensitive than yours. It detects one thing: capability. In the wild, if a man was weak, his partner and children didn't survive. Today, we live in safe cities, but that biological radar is still scanning you. When she detects weakness, she doesn't feel pity. She feels something much worse for attraction. She feels the ick. It is a visceral, biological repulsion. In this video, I'm going to expose the 7 subtle, subconscious habits that signal to a woman that you are weak. These are things you are likely doing right now without even knowing it. And for every sign, I'm going to give you the strength fix, the exact psychological shift you need to make today to command respect. You cannot negotiate attraction. You have to demonstrate it. Let's fix this. Sign number 1 is the apology reflex. I want you to count how many times a day you say the word sorry. You bump into a chair? Sorry. You need to ask a waiter for ketchup? Sorry. You disagree with her opinion? Sorry, but I think... When you apologize for taking up space or for having needs, you are subcommunicating. My existence is an inconvenience to you. It signals low status. It puts her on a pedestal and puts you in the dirt. Now, don't get me wrong. If you spill red wine on her white dress, apologize. That is manners. But apologizing for your presence is weakness. The fix. Flip the script. Replace sorry with thank you. Instead of saying, "Sorry I'm late," say, "Thank you for waiting." Instead of saying, "Sorry to bother you," say, "Excuse me, I need a minute of your time." Do you feel the difference? One asks for permission. The other acknowledges the situation while maintaining dignity. Sign number 2. Indecisiveness. Where do you want to eat? I don't know, whatever you want. What movie do you want to watch? I'm easy, you pick. You think you are being nice. You think you are being flexible. She sees a man who cannot lead. Psychologically, decision-making consumes energy. It's called cognitive load. When you force her to make every small decision, you are putting the burden of leadership on her shoulders. If she has to lead you in the small things, like dinner, she instinctively feels she cannot trust you with the big things, like a crisis. The fix. The 2-option rule. Never say, "I don't know." Always narrow it down. I'm thinking either sushi or Italian. Which one are you feeling? You are still giving her a choice, but you created the container. You narrowed the universe down to 2 paths. That is leadership. This is the biggest one. Emotional reactivity. If she cancels a date and you get angry. If another guy cuts you off in traffic and you start screaming. If she makes a joke about your shirt and you get defensive. If a woman can control your emotional state with a single sentence, she owns you. Weak men are volatile. Strong men are stoic. Women constantly test for this. They will poke you. They will be late. They will challenge you. They are checking the foundation of the house to see if it crumbles. The fix. Practice the 3-second pause. When you feel that spike of anger or defensiveness, freeze. Count to 3. Breathe. Respond with logic or respond with humor, but never respond with unchecked emotion. If she is acting crazy and you remain calm, she looks at you and thinks, "He is the rock. I am safe here." Sign number 4 is pathological agreeableness. You are afraid to disagree with her because you think conflict will make her leave. She says, "I hate this movie." You say, "Yeah, me too," even though you loved it. She says, "I think aliens built the pyramids." You say, "Totally possible." A woman cannot respect a man who has no edges. If you agree with everything she says, you are just a mirror. Mirrors are boring. When you have no boundaries and no opinions, you become predictable. Predictability kills attraction. The fix. Disagree politely. I actually loved that movie. I thought the cinematography was great. I disagree with you on that political point, but I see why you think that. Notice? You aren't being a jerk. You are just being separate. Respectful disagreement shows you have a spine. It shows you are your own man. Sign number 5. Physical shrinkage. Body language doesn't lie. Weak men try to take up less space. They cross their legs tightly. They round their shoulders to protect their vital organs. They avoid eye contact. They look like they are bracing for an attack. Strong men, alphas, leaders, whatever you want to call them, are expansive. They leave their chest open, exposing vital organs, which signals fearlessness. They take up space on the couch. They hold eye contact until the other person looks away. The fix. The doorway drill. Every time you walk through a doorway for the next week, roll your shoulders back and lift your chin. And when you talk to her, look at one of her eyes. Do not break eye contact when she speaks. Only break eye contact sideways, which signals interest, not down, which signals submission. Do you think I look good in this? Do you think I'm smart? Did I do a good job? Sign number 6 is fishing for validation. When you constantly ask a woman to confirm your value, you are telling her that you don't know your own value. If you don't know you're the prize, why should she? Confidence is an internal locus of control. You know you are good, whether she agrees or not. Insecurity is an external locus of control. You need her to tell you you are good to feel okay. This is exhausting for a woman. She wants a partner, not a project. The fix. Stop asking. Start stating. Instead of, does this shirt look okay? Look in the mirror and say, damn, I look good. Self-validate. If you do something cool, be proud of yourself. You don't need her applause. Her applause is a bonus, not a requirement. The final sign is the most repulsive of all. The victim mindset. Constantly complaining about things you are doing nothing to fix. My boss hates me. The economy sucks. I can't get in shape because of my genetics. Women despise victims. Why? Because victims are defenseless. If a bear attacks the cave, the victim complains about the bear. The leader fights the bear. It is okay to have a bad day. It is okay to vent for 5 minutes. But if your default mode is, the world is happening to me, she sees you as weak offspring, not a strong mate. The fix. The solution pivot. If you complain about something, you must immediately follow it with what you are doing to fix it. Man, my boss is being a jerk, so I updated my resume and I'm applying for 2 jobs tonight. See the shift? You went from victim to victor. That is attractive. Here is the truth, gentlemen. Being strong doesn't mean being a heartless robot. It doesn't mean you can't cry at a funeral or be vulnerable about your fears. True strength is competence. It is emotional control. It is owning your space in the world. If you recognized yourself in any of these 7 signs, don't beat yourself up. Just fix it. Pick one. Work on it this week. When you respect yourself, the world respects you. And she will too. If you want to level up your psychology, hit that subscribe button. We are building strong men here. I'll see you in the next video.